Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What is up, everybody? Happy Halloween. Welcome to your Friday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, and if you cannot tell, I am dressed up as a fan who's ready to get his heart broke once again. Joined by my guy, Drew Gann, a.k.a. Uncle Buck. How are you, sir?
I'm good. You are literally dressed as a loser, which it's no different than the other days of the year.
Listen, are we talking like games actually won? Because yes, you're right. But against the spread, brother, we're one of the best in the country. And there's moral victories at this point for Mississippi State.
I'm sorry. Everybody can use that as a betting numbers and brag. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
People in Mississippi can't bet on their own teams anyways. And so it is Halloween, All Hallows Eve. I hope everybody's having a good time getting just loaded up with candy that you will undoubtedly eat until Easter. And just enjoy it. Keep it in a high spot. Keep the chairs away from the kids so they don't kill themselves or break an arm trying to sneak into the cupboard to get the candy at all hours of the night.
Yeah, Drew and I were talking about that beforehand, and I am an enjoyer of all things spooky and Halloween, and I like it. I like to watch the scary movies and read the scary books and do all the things, but I don't have kids, so like that's part of it too. I don't have to lug them around to trick-or-treats and trunk-or-treats and fall festivals at churches and all the things that I know you parents have to deal with.
Yeah, I've said on this show before how I think Halloween's overrated. Like, I just never got into the spooky season. It's not my thing. It's okay if it's your thing. It's not my thing. I love fall. I love Thanksgiving and festive stuff for Thanksgiving. I love Christmas, so I'm not a curmudgeon. It's just not my thing. But it did have its day in my life. And it is my take here, it is my opinion, that once you get out of college and those costume parties go away, then Halloween is just extremely overrated. And when you have kids, it is just the biggest chore of all holidays. I'm going to take my kid to their third and fourth trunk-or-treat / Halloween parties in the last week, and I'm sick of it. And it is just now Halloween. Like, I was doing this on the 23rd, brother. Like, what are we doing here?
Wayno has nailed your Halloween costume. As
grumpy.
You went on that tirade, the disgruntled dwarf from Snow White.
Once you come across the pond, I'll show you a little America. How America handles bullies.
Tonight, Maggie and I are going to the game. Super excited. Going to grab a little dinner beforehand, go to the game after. They're going to have trick-or-treating out on the concourse. They're going to have Halloween festivities in front of the stadium. It's going to be a big Halloween night tonight at the FedEx Forum. We'll be there. Super excited about that.
There's going to be a lot of people dressed as Lakers fans in the building tonight.
I was about to say, there's going to be a lot of fakers tonight out in the stands. I hope they do another fakers cam. Might have Luka, but we'll have more on that to come here in a few minutes as we get into that. But we can't get to sports yet, Drew. It is Friday, and on every single show, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central, we start the show with non-sports topics, general buffoonery, if you will. And so today is no different on this Halloween. I almost said Hallows Eve because that was yesterday. But on this Halloween, there is no difference.
That's right. We are Halloween everywhere. My co-host is a child.
This is what happens when your producer loves Halloween, because I got the controls here. I make all the backgrounds and all the graphics, and so this is what happens.
So, it is the Friday edition of the show. It means we're doing our big three. It's where Rusty has a take. It's Halloween themed today. I've already been made aware of what we're going to be drafting. We take 3 or 5, depending on the category, but we're going to do 3 of this said category named by Rusty, and then we leave it up to the people, because we are men of the people here, and we say, hey, y'all tell us whose list is better, because we will not give the other one credit, so it's got to be up to somebody else.
Absolutely not. Shout out everybody in the comments too. We got Ninja DJ saying you're an angry grandpa. King Meeks thinks I'm Will Clark. I'm saying Kendarius thinks I'm a stud, so that's what we're going to go with. But we are here, y'all. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube, hang out with us. We're going to be talking about Halloween candy today. Obviously, it's Halloween, and we're going to get the 3 candies that you've got to have? What are the 3 candies that you've got to have in your trick-or-treat bag tonight when you go out? There's a plethora of choices. And Drew, I am feeling jolly on this Halloween Eve. I don't know who's supposed to go first, so I'll let you go first and let you get to pick the first candy that you got to have in your Halloween bag tonight.
Yeah, so I have so much candy in my house. I have my wife has consolidated the candies into 3 bags. It is chocolates. I don't know what the third one is. She's got 3 bags. Maybe it's 2 bags of chocolates and 1 of just candies. And that's what, when the kids say, "Can I have a snack?" We're like, chocolate or sour. Like, pick one. We've got so much candy here. So I am well versed in this category. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
And I'm also a grown up that likes to have some candy every once in a while. I like to, it's a road trip snack for me. I'm not ashamed to go to the candy aisle at a gas station when I've got a long drive ahead of me. And there's an obvious 101 for me. It's my favorite. It's number 1. It should be everybody else's number 1. It is a peanut M&M.
I like the peanut M&M.
Are the goatest.
That's a strong choice. I do like those. I like peanut M&Ms. I don't know that I'd have went with that first overall. But I think it would have made the list. For me, I love all things Reese's, and we're talking about Halloween candy, right? I could go buy pumpkins right now, but you don't really get those given out on Halloween. But what you are given are the mini cups, the Reese's miniature cups. And I need a whole bag full of those. Give me all of it. Like, obviously, more chocolate, more peanut butter. The square area of a Reese's cup and a Reese's pumpkin is better. But something about those minis, because I'll eat 6 and not feel as bad about it. But if I ate 6 Reese's cups, I would feel terrible. And so give me the Reese's minis.
That is a good choice. I like the minis. It's too much wrapping paper. If you can go buy,
it is a lot of work.
They actually make a smaller version that they put in a bag. Those are elite. If you can give me those.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking, everything that we're drafting today is fun sized a little bit. So.
Mike, I don't know if King Meeks, shout out Ninja DJ for this, but King Meeks is having a whole different Halloween from the rest of us.
Yeah,
he's asking what would be an adult Halloween, adult trick-or-treating, and it's Modelo, Jack Daniels, and tequila. King Meeks is going to have a night if that's the case.
Listen, I'm sure there's a lady museum somewhere in Memphis that's going to do trick-or-treating for grown men.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you partake in that, go ahead. I'm sure you're going to have your options in Memphis. Or there's one on Highway 45 just south of West Point that I used to drive past every single week.
Yeah, the pony, and buddy, that's a story there. But anyway, continue.
I'm pretty old school when it comes to my candy as well, except for this one. There's been a candy that's been created in the last, 3 to 5 years that has surged its way all the way to the top of my rankings, right beneath peanut M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms, tried and true. They're great. I'll eat them every day. Don't even put them in my vicinity. All right? The next one, surging up the rankings. Next year it may be number 1. We'll see if it has staying power or not. The Nerds clusters.
Oh, bro, that was good. I was going to take that.
So good. Elite candy is a Nerds cluster. Now, listen, if you eat the whole bag, from experience, you will have a tummy ache. But it's got a little acidity to it somehow. The Nerds aren't supposed to be consumed that way. But, buddy, let me tell you, the Nerds candy is just a variation of the Nerds rope, and there's a reason why you don't see a Nerds rope anymore, because the clusters are amazing.
I thought that was a deep enough track that I was going to be able to pull that with my next pick, because those are phenomenal, because they got the rope like in the middle, the gummy in the middle with the Nerds around it. It's the perfect combination of crunch and gummy and chewy and all the things. So for my next one, then I'm going to go Lifesaver gummies. I like because you get the little packs at Halloween where there's like 5 or 6 of them in there, and you get the various flavors. My favorite, I like the white, like the pineapple, the almost clear Lifesaver gummy. I feel like you get more of them at Halloween than any other times. Wayno's absolutely right, but I'm going Lifesaver gummies. Another one's tried and true. I've been getting those since I was a kid. So Lifesaver gummies.
It's one of the 2 that I can think of that you can actually wear as an accessory as you eat them. If you didn't slide your fingers in the middle of a Lifesaver gummy, then you aren't a child.
Who are you?
Yeah. Okay. So I got one more pick, and I didn't prep for this at all. I feel like I was an expert in it, but now I'm kind of reaching a point to where I could go a lot of different ways, and I'm just kind of a creature of habit in certain instances, and so I'm just thinking, like, I like just the traditional stuff, but Now I'm just going to take myself to a mental picture real quick, and there's a bucket of candy. You go trick-or-treating with a lot of kids. They don't have just one candy. They would get the assorted candies, and they dump them all in a basket, and then you just kind of dig through it. And so in my mind, I'm digging through this box, and what do I pick out? It's a Kit Kat.
Good
Kit
choice.
Kat.
Good choice.
I love Kit Kats. I do the weird thing where I make it a chore a little bit to eat a Kit Kat, much like I eat a Nutty Buddy, one layer at a time. I eat it off the top, one layer at a time. And I love a Kit Kat. In fact, the only time I eat Kit Kats are the mini versions that we get at Halloween or Easter or Christmas or whatever. I've never in my life, I think, bought a full-size Kit Kat. It's always just been the mini, the little two mini sticks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I'm sitting here thinking, like, I like the minis much better. Same with, like, Twix and Milky Way and Snickers are way better in the fun size than they are in the full size.
Amen, brother.
And my next choice is kind of going to, after that statement, it probably won't surprise too many of y'all. When it comes to candy and desserts, I much prefer, like, a fruit flavor to a chocolate flavor. I like a strawberry. I like a lemon dessert. I like those type things. So I've got my chocolate out of the way. I got the Reese's peanut butter. I like the Reese's, the chocolate and peanut butter, like that. I went Lifesaver gummies, fruit. I'm also going like a fruit gummy for my last one. I like Sour Patch Kids, and I want I like the extremes. I like the watermelons. I like the original. You give me any, like, you and peanut M&Ms are me and Sour Patch Kids. If there is Sour Patch Kids around, I will destroy them. You will have none if you leave them in my presence. Guaranteed, I will eat all your Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Sour Patch Kids. I can't believe I didn't think about that. I just don't really. You don't see them in the mini fun size packs much. My kids did get a few this time, but it was like a staple of my childhood that if you didn't get Sour Patch Kids from Grandma on your birthday, then Grandma was sick. And you needed to go visit her in the hospital. You were always getting Sour Patch Kids.
This is a blessing and a curse of my new job. I'm in and out of doctor's offices all week, talking to them, dropping off information, trying to schedule meetings, and they all have candy bowls out in front.
Right.
I have eaten a whole bunch of Sour Patch minis this week, just popping into offices, and there they are. And I'll grab me a handful of them. I'll grab me a handful of oh no, Maggie's absolutely right. I completely forgot about Butterfinger minis. Those are another favorite of mine.
I didn't.
I love Butterfingers. I love Butterfinger minis. Maggie coming in with the GOAT. Absolutely. Butterfinger was left off our list. Poor move on our part. Also, like, hate on it all you want. I do like candy corn. I'm a guy. I like candy corn. I like to mix it with, like, some honey roasted peanuts and make, like, a Halloween little trail mix.
I'll get you some candy corn. I'll get you some candy corn for Christmas. I'm just going to take the wax that's melted off of a candle and put it in a bag for you, and you can eat that. It's disgusting. I don't know why anybody eats it. Candy corn is just the epitome of disgusting.
Cannot believe,
candy
like,
corn.
the Butterfinger
And
one
another
bothers
thing,
me.
Another pet peeve of mine, and again, you guys without small kids will not relate to this. Do not ever give my kid a sucker. I freaking hate suckers. For some reason, these Neanderthals that we birth and let run around with semi-free will at 1 and 3 years old think it's appropriate to grab a sucker out of their mouth with their hand and not use the stick. I hate a sucker. They will paint their face with a freaking spit on a sucker. It is just the worst. And then
I don't know.
Like they'll take a nap in the car with a sucker in their hand, and then like hair is just like plastered to their face like glue. I hate it.
I ate a lot of blow pops growing up. When I get my haircut, which I go on Tuesday, they always have a little thing of Dum-Dums out front. And I like, if they have the green apple, I get one. If they don't have one, I keep walking. That's my thing. I like the green apple. The peach is good. But, like, I could eat all those little dum-dum suckers. So I limit myself to, if they have a green apple, I grab one. If not, I go. So we've got folks popping off in the comments about fighting people for candy corn. Well, if you get candy corn, I guess. Moonshine candy corn. I'm all in on that. Butterfinger is an elite miss on me and Drew's part. Completely goofed on that one.
I'm a huge fan of Butterfinger. It's probably my favorite candy bar.
It is my favorite candy.
I don't know if I would trade out any of mine for that. Because the problem with Butterfinger is you've kind of got to get it right. If it's been sitting on that shelf too long, it gets hard and super chewy. I just feel like I'm going to lose a tooth.
So growing up, going to my papa's house, he all down in Shibuya, he always had mini candy bars in a bowl, and every once in a while, I get upset he'd switch to Snickers, but the vast majority, he always had Butterfinger, the mini bars, and elite snacking candy. When you just have like a sweet tooth where you just need a little something, but not a full sweet, like a mini Butterfinger bar absolutely hits.
If you wanted something sweet at my grandma's house, she'd be like, there's a whole banana pudding in the refrigerator.
Oh, now.
You want a cake? I'll make you a whole freaking cake.
At Mimi's house,
there was no half measures.
I got a little sweet tooth, and before you know it, you've got chocolate no-bake cookies or a chocolate meringue pie, or you've got, she would go all out. This is my papa has been a bachelor my entire life, and so he would just buy the little Butterfinger minis that we could eat on, a little fun size.
My mom was the apple and orange in the stocking mom.
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely unfortunate. It's the only reason I was like jealous of other kids growing up. It's like their stocking was full of, just absolute junk and candy canes and whatnot. And you would feel the weight of the stocking and forget what happened the previous Christmas. You're like, this is a heavy stocking. Lots of candy here. And there'd be like 3 or 4 mini candy bars and 2 apples. And I was like, come on. Are we poor?
Yeah. Also, Ninja DJ brings up a great point. The mini Crunch Bars, elite. Also, great Halloween candy that I literally don't eat any other time of the year are the Crackle and the Mr. Good bars, because they only come in those little. I mean, you can see the big ones, but like I only get them in the little blocks, and they're the perfect, just enough amount of a Mr. Good bar or a Crackle, and Crunch falls in that as well. I don't need a big old block of the Crunch, but give me the little mini Crunch bars.
Ooh,
ball knower right here.
I just thought of another one. Lemon Heads.
Oh, yeah.
Lemon Heads. I love
Warheads from our childhood. I used to crush Warheads. The black cherry, the blue raspberry, like the more extreme, the better, man. I crush those things.
My son will come up to me and be like, hey, I got a Warhead. You want to lick it? And I'm like, son, I've fought that war before. I'm not going back. I ain't going back. No payoff at the end. Sour Patch Kid, you get the sour, you crunch your face a little bit, and then it's nice and sweet on the other end. Warheads are just pain.
So Warheads, the only thing you get as your reward is a sandpaper tongue when you're done, because it's just literally just like eroded away.
That's your body telling you reject.
Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Listen, we can talk candy all day, but we do got some sports we got to get to. Keep them coming. We want to know what your favorite Halloween candies are. But the Grizzlies are hoping to give a scare to the Lakers tonight.
Thanks for tuning in with us. We're headed into our second segment of the day on this Friday edition of the $2 Sports Show, the Halloween edition of the $2 Sports Show. And listen, it's scary. It is really scary anytime you play the Lakers, because much like the Warriors game on last week, I guess, or Monday or Tuesday, you want nothing more. Actually, let me take it back. There's nothing you hate more than losing to the Lakers. And you almost hate losing more than you enjoy winning. And so I think that's why this game is scary.
It is. And it's one of those games, like, it always feels like the Lakers find a way to beat you. And tonight, there's no LeBron. Luka is questionable. Austin Reeves from just across the bridge over in Arkansas has been filling it up for the Lakers. We need a big statement win tonight. I think it's to go a long way for us as fans. For us as an organization. What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's Jake LaRavia revenge game.
Absolutely, the Jake LaRavia
Who's 12?
Revenge
Did you
game.
see that?
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't know.
Listen, Anthony Edwards, you better straighten up. You better recognize who that is you're talking about. That man just gave you 27.
Yeah, on like 10 of 12 shooting. I saw somewhere
5 of 6 from 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw somewhere where it's like that. Somebody's going to turn that into a Ja Morant edit that's going to go so hard. Where it's like, who's 12? And then it cuts to Ja, and you call in Ja, which we'll need. Ja tonight's over.
We're really close to having a new 12. and that's Jake LaRavia.
Oh my God. I'm not even going to address that at all. But over on FanDuel, the Grizzlies are a 2-point home favorite against the Lakers. You can get the Grizz at minus 130 on the money line. Today is the first round of NBA Cup games. I'm excited. We're going to have the NBA Cup court tonight for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a plus 360 to win Group B in the Western Conference. I believe I'm pulling it back up, but that is the third best odds in the group. Listen, we've out of 5. We have struggled in NBA Cup games in the past.
We've only won one. Ever,
we've won
right?
exactly one game. I think we won it last year, beating like the Pelicans or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, the Clippers are plus 210. The Lakers are plus 250. Grizz plus 360. Mavs plus 420. And then if you're feeling froggy, the Pelicans are plus 1,000 to win that.
Ridiculous. The Pelicans are they are a ghost franchise. That's for sure. It's perfect.
Like they're the 2 picks that
they
they traded this offseason, the Pacers pick that they picked up in a previous trade, and their own pick are both unprotected and both in the top 3 in lottery odds for next year. Wild turn of events. But we're going to need a big game from John Morant. You get plus 200 odds on him to go 30 plus tonight. And Jaren Jackson Jr. for the last 2 seasons, I think it was 3 seasons, what Mike Wallace said the other night, has not gone a stretch of 5 games without a 20 point plus game. And he hadn't had one yet this season through 5 games. So right now he is minus 130 for Jaren to go to 20 plus. Need him big tonight, Drew. We talked about him yesterday. He made an appearance on the show for those of you who watched yesterday's show. Need him to be big and tough tonight against the Lakers front court that's got DeAndre Ayton, ... And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, playmaker Jake. I mean, he's
Oh my God.
He's gonna have a big X factor tonight. Listen,
I've talked
all
about Jake
jokes
LaRavia
aside,
more today than I have ever in my life. And I don't care.
No, it's not the most you've ever talked about Jake
That's
LaRavia.
fair.
Do not forget the wars we've had over Jake LaRavia. Listen, this game you want to win. I believe you have not won. You have not won 2 consecutive games all year. It's been win, loss, win, loss, win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you need to double up on in the left column here.
Mm-hmm.
You need to win this game. Listen, the cup aside, it would be fun to just participate in the cup at some point. Maybe that we just are missing out on what the fun is with this Emirates Cup because we've yet to participate in it.
Yet to have fun in it.
4 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you want to win this game. You really need to win this game. Especially you've got to win this game if Luka Doncic is not going to play. I think if you're going questionable here, you're probably going to see Luka tonight, and that has been oil and water for the Grizzlies. He has been an absolute fire extinguisher on the Grizzlies anytime we've played them, whether it's with the Lakers, with the Mavericks. He does what Golden State Warriors did to us this week, and he forces you to play at his pace.
Yep.
And you've got to find a way to force missed shots on the defensive end and get out in transition or force a lot of turnovers. And that's something that Luka just doesn't do a lot of.
Yeah, and that's it. And healthy or not, Luka is a dangerous player that you don't want to mess with, right? Like, you don't want to play around with fire there because Luka can go off in a heartbeat. And this is a game that you're going to need to get the ball out of his hand, force it to other guys, maybe not Austin Reeves because he's averaging 34 points per game so far this year. Kid is having an electric start to his season in the absence of LeBron James. And forgive me if I don't see this team playing a bit well without LeBron and all his antics, but the Lakers it's a test tonight, Drew. We've got to guard Luka. It's obviously going to be Jalen Wells' assignment, but it's going to be a committee, right? Jalen, Cedric, and KCP will have their hands full, but we need those dudes to step up and slow down Luka tonight.
I wonder if when you see a change in the starting lineup. I think it's coming. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be this quick, but it is coming. Listen, I need to see Jaren show some pride. I don't want to double dip on the Jaren hate. It just left such a poor taste in my mouth that it is something that I will be watching in this game tonight. You've got to show some backbone, show some pride, and you're going up against the most beta center in the league, which is DeAndre Ayton. Go punk him because you got punked. Yeah. And then Santi Aldama got punked the game before that. I'm so sick of getting punked. Go out there, show some attitude, show some moxie, and dang it, if you got to, get ejected. I don't care. Go out literally swinging if you've got to.
And also, let's take a moment. We are at the 25-minute mark of this show. We're well into our analysis of the Lakers and Grizz game with more to come. And we've yet to mention the fact that one Demetrius Jamel Morant is about to play his 6th game in a row. That he did one time last year. Knock on wood. Last year, he played 6 games in April in a row for the first time in over 2 seasons. We've got a healthy Ja going out tonight. Knock on wood, he's going to stay that way. And I think that he's in line for a big, big game tonight. You know, we called 12 already a couple times this season, and he's answered. I think we're going to need him tonight more than ever to go out and have a big game. That's why I would put some strong money on him to have 30 plus, because we know Ja is a riser in big moments. And in big games, Ja's going to step up and play massively. And so, again, I'm also looking for this. Sorry, go ahead.
What would make you matter if the Grizzlies lose tonight? What would make you matter? Would it make you matter if it was at the hands of Jake LaRavia or Marcus Smart?
Can I just say yes? Because
no, you have to
either
pick.
one.
You have to pick.
I would say, honestly, Marcus Smart. Fat Marcus Smart, because he did literally nothing. Jake had some games where he played well. He shot some threes well. He was a hustle guy. Like, he did things to contribute to winning basketball. Pardon my French, but Marcus Smart didn't do jack, you know what, for this basketball team. Because he's just fat. He's lazy at this point in his career. He has not looked good for the Lakers so far this year.
Finger injuries.
He had a Tony Snell stat line earlier this year. Like, if it wasn't for like 1 assist, he'd have been like zeros in 20-something minutes. And so I'd absolutely be Marcus Smart.
Jock gets a talking to for finger guns last year.
Yeah.
And Marcus Smart can't play because he's got a bum finger.
He broke his finger. Absolutely.
He's just I lost so much respect for Marcus Smart last year.
Yeah.
Yes, it would hurt my feelings if Marcus Smart went nuclear against us.
Yeah,
and
it would.
Listen, you're not going to want to come on this show Monday if Jake LaRavia hits a buzzer beater tonight.
That's probably fair. But I need the biggest thing I need tonight is, and I see you in the comments, Jalen, I need a big game from Jaren. I stand for Jaren. I support Jaren. I agree with Wayno. Like, sometimes you get a contract and you kind of coast through your first little bit of the season because you got paid. Like, I'm tired of seeing him get raked by Mark Williams and pushed around by some of these dudes we played this year. He's got no business tonight. He needs tonight and go give DeAndre Jordan work. He's rebounding the ball at a much higher tick this year. He's averaging almost 7 rebounds a game. We need him to go out tonight and rebound the crap out of the ball. But I need like a 28-point night from Jaren where he is just a bucket and the true dominant player on the court that he can be, that he was for most of last year before he hurt his ankle. Tonight needs to be the bounce-back game for Jaren Jackson Jr.
You're born with a certain edge, I believe. Like, you have – that is not something that's cultivated by a lot of people in the NBA, the edge that you play with. Jaren doesn't have it. He's never had it. And honestly, it's never, really bit us in the tail before. But if he's not going to, like, play offensive basketball and get that upset, I'm getting really angry. I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. And it's something the thing is like, maybe it's unfair of me. Maybe it's unfair of me because the Tiger has not changed its stripes. He's still the same guy. He's still flailing, and he's not flopping, but he is baiting referees on all this other kind of on all these just fouls and just wallering on the ground.
He is pulling a Ja Morant. He's doing what we saw Ja start the season with last year. Remember how many times did we see run-out layups with Ja pouting in the other end of the court? Ja cleaned it up and is better this year, and now Jaren is doing it. And it's like, brother, you're 6'11". You're a dominant force on offense. You're a DPOY caliber defender. I need you to play that way. Wayno talks about, did he forget how tall he was? Kenny and I were talking the other night in the post-game bounce. Like, body dysmorphia is a real thing, and we blame his father. Kenny and I blamed his father for having him play like he's 6'4", because his father was a 6'4", 6'5" guard in the NBA. Jaren is a 6'11" monster who can get buckets on anybody. And yet this year he's playing like a guard. He's running up, setting screens with his hands. This ain't pass protection. You can get away with that in college football, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But in the NBA, this is a foul. It's a hand check when you set a screen that way. He's also getting the ball in the post and putting it on the floor. Like, brother, where is that right-handed floater from last year that was such an absolute weapon for the Grizzlies?
Listen, this kid grew up going to multiple high schools. He played a lot of AAU basketball. And you do not cultivate toughness that way. I'm sorry. You've got to come up out of the mud a little bit. He's just going to have to figure it out. He's going to have to get tougher. He's going to have to play with a little bit of pride. And I'm sorry, arguing and complaining and flopping and holding your head over every single time somebody touches you is not the way to do it. And with Ja, nobody's ever questioned the dog in him. It is psychological for him, where it's like he's not being treated fairly, and you coupled that with the chaos that was going on behind the scenes in the locker room in the front office. That's what I attributed Jaws to last year. That's not Jaren's problem. Jaren's problem is just want to. Like, are you willing to do it?
Yep. And what a great transition, because I'm tired of talking about things that aren't going well for the Grizzlies. Cedric Coward plays with an edge, plays with a toughness. That rebound that he got, like, I've watched that a few more times on X and watched some highlights of that rebound that he just went and high-pointed the basketball, and it was like a Rodman-style rebound where it was like nobody else is getting this rebound. This is mine. He grabs the ball, finds Santi, who ultimately gets it to Ja for the game winner. Cedric Coward is playing as a grown man. Right now, he is currently second on the NBA Kia rookie ladder, right behind VJ Edgecombe, who has just been dominant for
he's been so good.
Philly. He's averaging 22 points a game, just filling it up for Philly. But Cedric is averaging 16 points a game in some of the least amount of minutes for NBA rookies. He's already averaging about 23 minutes a game for those who are contributing at a high level. But the biggest thing is he is shooting 65. Yes, you heard that right. 65% from the field. An ultimate, just true efficient shooter. He's shooting 64% from three and 93% from the free throw line. Drew, forgive me, but it's 65, 65, 90 to 93. That's a pretty good slash line, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me get my calculator out. Hold on. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's playing at a high level. Cedric Coward going to have a welcome to the NBA moment tonight. Once again, on the heels of defending Devin Booker on Wednesday night, draws the assignment of Austin Reeves and Luka in spurts tonight. I'm excited to see how the rookie plays. I think the Grizzlies win. I think they better win because I'm going to be there in my zombie jaws, rocking those in the FedEx Forum tonight. Cannot wait. It needs to be loud. It needs to be packed. I'm excited to watch the Grizzlies get a win.
Yeah, this is the first big home game against a marquee opponent. You've had you started the season off with with New Orleans, and then you had a home game against Indiana, and then you went on a little road trip. Now you're back and you're playing the Los Angeles Lakers. You're going to get a loud arena one way or the other. But dang it, I do not want to spend my Halloween listening to fake Laker fans cheering in the FedEx Forum again. Well, I've seen that enough.
I have too. And tonight it's going to come down to turnovers. The Grizzlies are averaging 14 turnovers per game. The Lakers 17.5. So if there's an edge there, yes, we have been sloppy with the basketball, but so have the Lakers. And if we can control our turnovers, play on defense how we've been known to play, we can win the turnover battle and win the game tonight. But that's our Grizz Talk for today. If you haven't got tickets yet, there's still some available. Make sure you come out to the FedEx Forum. It's going to be loud. It's going to be obnoxious. It's going to be rowdy. Let's make it uncomfortable for the Lakers and their Faker fans. But on the other side of the commercial break, Drew, we've got a massive weekend in college football this weekend. The games may not be as good as they have been previously, but this is the point of the season where it kind of tilts, and it can go one way or the other. Teams can make a statement and a run to the playoffs, or we have seen the calendar turn to November and teams get all kind of sideways. So we're going to pick against the FanDuel spread right after this commercial break.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
anybody who watches my show knows that the whole face of the league conversation is a real eye roller for me. I think it's kind of a dated conversation, in my opinion, man. The face of the league conversations were birthed in a time where it wasn't a lot of exposure to the NBA, right? And for a kid in Memphis growing up in the 80s that didn't have a city that didn't have a pro franchise, the Chicago Bulls were my team.
Yes.
Why? Because you had two choices. Your team was either going to be the Chicago Bulls or the Atlanta Hawks with Dominique Wilkins. And in my eyes, the face of my league is John Morant. Right? Because I have so much exposure to the NBA on my hands. And if you talk about who are the iconic players of an era, it hadn't just been one since Michael Jordan.
Right.
Like right now, it's three guys that are the iconic players in the league, right? I think in this next era, it's going to be at least double. It's going to be at least six guys that are going to be in that conversation.
Tune in to the Anthony Sainz Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show Friday edition of the show, Halloween edition of the show. We have talked candy. We have talked Grizzlies basketball. If you're just now joining us, I'm Uncle Buck. I'm joined with Rusty. We're on the $2 Sports Show, Bluff City Media. If you're watching this on X.com, I would like to cordially invite you to come on over to YouTube. All the cool kids are here. They're hanging out in the comment section, talking to each other and talking to us at the same time. That's what you can do when you're in a group chat. You talk to multiple people at one time. Rusty, before we get into our college football, this is college football. We've talked a lot yesterday on LSU and the just mangling of the situation that they're doing. The governor came in and said college football coaches are making too much money. The buyouts are ridiculous. We are going to be the ones that change the narrative here, change the contract language so that it's not so punitive on the citizens of the state in which their university sits. And to start that is we're going to fire the stupid athletic director that gave them the contract. Well, per Ross Dellinger, the buyout for the athletic director is $6.4 million.
I just saw that.
Oh, wow. What a day.
I was going to lead off with, it's spooky day, it's spooky season, and nothing is spookier than the LSU mess. If I'm an LSU fan, I am pulling my hair out at this moment because who in the world in their right mind, maybe James Franklin because he's unemployed, but what sitting head coach is going to look at that dumpster fire and go, absolutely, I'm all in. Let's get it. Right? Because
listen,
what tells me that there is a stable football budget, athletic department more than a sitting governor of the great state of Louisiana, coming in and meddling in your affairs down there, even though, yes, there is some burden to the taxpayers. I get that. But nothing about that says this is my dream job. All
right. Two things. One, 3 of the last 4 coaches at LSU have won a national championship. That does the players, the lore of the university, that stuff doesn't matter. Yes, you're going to have to figure out the contract stuff, but that's what you have an agent for, and you hope they get out of the way. That's the selling point. I don't think you're going to get a sitting head coach that's comfortable and happy where they're at to leave their job to go willingly step into that dumpster fire. That's going to be the thing, but you're going to go get a G5 coach, a rising, up-and-coming, labeled superstar in the making. Yeah, they'll take that LSU job. You tell me I can buy low in LSU? Absolutely. The problem is the guy in town, the guy that I'm as high on as anybody, John Summerall just took a loss on Friday night to UTSA.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday night.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, and also, if I am John Summerall and I'm watching this unfold in my backyard, I'm like, you know what? That Auburn job that's not open yet, but will be, looks a lot more enticing. That Florida job, but if they call me, that sounds a little bit better than LSU right now. Yes, LSU is an elite job, and that is a job that you take 100 times out of 101 times. This is that one time where you don't, because it is an absolute mess. They don't have a president. They don't have an AD. The governor is stepping in and having he said, and I heard that Josh Pate talked about this. He said, I I'm not going to pick the coach, but I'm in charge of the committee that's going to pick the coach because they report to me. And it's like,
and you know what? I may let Donald Trump get a say.
oh my God. Like, buddy, that Florida job is looking better and better with each passing tweet. We are exactly like in the office, days since our last bit of nonsense is 0. Yeah. Days since the Louisiana governor has meddled with the Louisiana State football program is still at 0.
Yeah. A little bit of coaching news. I just kind of hear some rumors from friends that have, went to school at Ole Miss, got some ties at Ole Miss. Word on the street, and I'm not reporting this. Listen, I'm hearing this from friends, and is that that Lane Kiffin is not as interested in LSU. Like I said, a sitting head coach who's comfortable is not likely to inject himself into that situation.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But the Florida job may have just gotten scary again, and for only one reason. So the state of Mississippi, for those of you who don't realize, state employees can only have on paper 4-year contracts. There is you can sign an extra 2 years through the foundation, apparently, but you can put in language that it's automatically rolled over. You can't keep it from rolling over to a 4th year after each year for so many years. The only thing that Lane Kiffin has said about Florida is, or that I've heard, is that if Florida were to offer like an 8-year fully guaranteed contract, you would be foolish not to just listen to it just for the guaranteed money. We'll kind of see how that plays out. I firmly believe that Lane Kiffin is not speaking a lot about future jobs in the middle of a college football playoff run that they're on right now.
I mean, he'd be foolish not to listen to it, but you and I understand the 4-year contract process for the state employees in the state of Mississippi. But let's face it, he's got a lifetime contract there. As long as he wants to be at Ole Miss, they're going to add on years. They're going to roll it over. They're going to do the fancy footwork to make him stay. And you know that. But before on Monday of this week, if you had said, "Hey, Rusty, which job, if you're an Ole Miss fan, makes you more nervous for Lane Kiffin?" It was 100% LSU.
Absolutely.
Now, I think like if you had to put it in order, like a pecking order, out of 100%. I think on Monday, I would have said it was probably 60% LSU, maybe like a 30% he stays and 10% Florida. Now, I think it's more maybe like 60% he stays at Ole Miss, 30% Florida, 10% LSU, just because of the tomfoolery that has happened this week.
It's really hard to personally attack an agent like he did with Jimmy Sexton, like the governor did attack Jimmy Sexton. And then to just say, Jimmy Sexton be like, okay, we'll still entertain your job. No, Jimmy Sexton is the kind of guy that'll throw up the middle fingers and say, good luck hiring a coach that's not represented by me.
That's also true. And Jimmy Sexton is, just like in real estate, it's about posturing, right? The governor is establishing posture and trying to establish leverage and say, hey, I've got the upper hand here. We're not going to pay that. But if Jimmy Sexton comes to him and is like, hey, man, this is a contract that it's going to take to get Lane Kiffin and LSU wants to win, then the governor is going to back down and eat those words. It's all a part of negotiation tactics is exactly what it is. And agents have thick skin. Like, I don't think Jimmy Sexton is sitting in his office here in Memphis, Tennessee, or wherever he's at on this Halloween day here in the year of our Lord 2025 and pouting and saying, I can't believe he said that about me. But he's sitting there counting bankrolls and saying, you know what, they can say what they want, but money talks, and if they want Lane Kiffin, they'll pay.
But the scary part, if you're an LSU fan, or if you're a fan of or if you're a coach that's wanting to go into that, is the guy that is posturing does not know how this works. He is not knowledgeable to the negotiation process that happens. And he can say, he can only speak in terms of public policy, but he does swing a big stick. He is the elected governor of the state, and he doesn't know how this process works. He's not done it before. So.
And that's all well and good.
Houston nut to Baton Rouge. That'd be the best outcome.
Look, that's all well and good, but I do truly think that at the end of the day, this thing is going to get much, much screwier before it's all said and done. And if Lane wants to go and LSU, if they are who they say they are and they're not going to let themselves off the hook, then I think they'll pay. But it's going to be this is going to be a wild coaching carousel, Drew. We're not even into November yet. We're not at the end of the season yet. We're in December, January, where these things go down. We're still going to have more jobs come open. We're just going to have more jobs come open in our conference. There's going to be new jobs that open up before the end of the season. Buckle up. We are your home for college football coverage on Bluff City Media. Come hang out with us as we're going to break down this every single week as we go forward. But it's enough about coaching malpractice and tomfoolery. Drew, We got football games this weekend, and we got some big football games this weekend that we're going to pick against the FanDuel spread right now here on your screen. As you can see, these are the games that we're picking this weekend. Vanderbilt travels to Austin. Drew, we're living in a world where, yes, Texas is a 2-point home favorite over Vanderbilt. There's a whole lot of money coming in on Vanderbilt to win this game outright on FanDuel. What's your take, Vandy, Texas?
There's only one reason why Texas is a 2-point favorite, and that's because they got a burnt orange on their helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason why Texas should be favored in this game. They went on the road to Kentucky, and it took overtime. They went on the road to Mississippi State, and it took overtime. Vanderbilt's better than both of those teams, and it's not really even close. Vanderbilt is just being little brother right here by Vegas. It scares me a little bit because I don't know why in the world Vegas. It's obvious everybody's going to want to bet on Vanderbilt here. It's going to be the money's going to be one-sided, which scares me. But again, I'm going to roll with Vanderbilt again just because I like the story. I like Vanderbilt. I like rooting for. I feel like I can root for Vanderbilt with my whole heart and not feel like I'm infringing on my Ole Miss love. Or my SEC hatred. They're still just cute and fun, and I love them. And they're going against Texas, which who doesn't like to root against Texas?
Exactly. Horns down forever. Give me the doors. I'm right there with you. I think that
and Arch, if you want to play quarterback for Ole Miss next year, please, we'll take you back.
Vandy is plus 128 on the money line. The over-under set at 46.5, and I think that's more due to Texas's offensive ineptness and Vanderbilt's ability to control the football because they hang on to it. Arch is very likely not playing in this game, and yes, Caldwell, the backup quarterback, came in and threw a beautiful pass to win the game against Texas. When it happened, like
against Mississippi State, a
little Dr. Buggins pat on the back. I was with my buddy Joey, and when he got hit, I said, that's a concussion because the way his head whipped, and Joey was like, no, he just got the wind knocked out of him. And I'm like, brother, he does not know what planet he is on because he tried to get up and he kind of faltered, and you could just tell swimmy-headed stars above the head. Yes, he is in concussion protocol and is doubtful for Saturday's game. Looking like he's not going to play. Sometimes that can throw a monkey wrench in it because you got a backup quarterback that you don't know what you have. And this kid, I think he's been around the block for a while. It don't matter. Vanderbilt's going to protect. If they can protect the football, that's what beat them against Alabama on the road is you've got to protect the football because you take away those 2 red zone turnovers and turn those into points, and that's a whole different ball game. So I think Vanderbilt protects the football. They get a win on the road in Austin. I'm taking the doors +2.
You know, they may upgrade on accident if by the quarterback change.
Yeah.
Arch just doesn't have it right now. The confidence is shaking. Like it may just be a lame duck season for Arch.
Yeah, it could be. And then the transfer portal is right around the corner. Next up, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It is Georgia at Florida. Florida's the home team in this neutral site rivalry game. Georgia comes in as a 7.5-point favorite against the now head coachless Florida Gators. Listen, I think Florida's got talent. I think they can compete in this game, but Georgia has had their wake-up call, right? They got their feathers ruffled. They lost earlier this year in a epic game against Alabama, who is the best one-loss team in the country. Could be one of the, if not the best team in the country right now, the way they're playing football. I think Georgia makes a statement here. Gunnar Stockton has thrown 1 interception. DJ Lagway has thrown 9. Florida doesn't protect the football. Yes, we don't know what the offensive scheme is going to be under a interim head coach, but it don't matter. The Dogs are going to win. It's a neutral site game in Jacksonville. It could be in Gainesville. It could be on the moon. I really don't care. I think Georgia has found their stride. They're pressuring the quarterback better. It's still not great, but better. I'm taking the Dogs -7.5 in this game.
Yeah, this one's interesting, and I don't really know which way to go. I'm not leaning one way or the other really hard because Billy Napier, probably his downfall. You know, we talk about how you always get the opportunity to fire your coordinators first. He refused for 2.5 years to hand over play calling. When the seat got hot, he held on even tighter to that play sheet. It's very possible, in my opinion, that this offense simplifies down, and DJ's still got the arm talent. He's still got the weapons with what's his name, Dallas Wilson.
Dallas Wilson.
has been absolutely electric
He's
since
so
getting
good.
healthy as a true
Of course,
freshman.
it was against Mississippi State when he got healthy.
He is going to be an absolute stud in this league for a
Mhm.
long time. And so I do see a path to where the defense stays really good and the offense just becomes efficient with a simplified, watered down version. Watered down doesn't always mean worse. It does
Right.
not. Sometimes it's about execution first, and then you can get flashy. They were not able to execute, and everybody in Florida unanimously has said for 2 years that Billy Napier needs to give up play calling. This is the first time where you're going to get to see it actually in person, coming off of a bye week after firing your coach. Also, you have the wrinkle of, do you get a little something more out of your team knowing that you're this cloud of, is he going to be fired, is he going to be retained, out of the way. You see teams fight a little bit harder in these situations, a little bit freer. So it's a neutral site game. I'm not as bullish on Georgia. When Ole Miss lined up and played them, the defense was a problem. The offense can score, and they scored against Georgia. But I feel like that's good on good. It's Georgia's offense versus Florida's defense. So to me, it seems like they kind of balance each other out, which makes me think a closer game. So I will take Florida plus 7.5.
I think that Ole Miss's offense is a whole different animal than Florida's offense, especially if they're going to slow it down and they're going to break the playbook down. Listen, I'm out on DJ Lagway. I still don't think he's that great because he sees ghosts. He telegraphs his passes. He panics under pressure. Georgia didn't pressure the quarterback really well. A simplified playbook can fix some of that. I know that this could be a breakout game for DJ Lagway. I just don't see any world where Kirby Smart doesn't have this team locked in and ready to go.
I just don't know that this Georgia team is really blowing the doors off of not bad teams. And I think that Florida has one of the most elite position groups. If you just look, if you pick offense or defense, so you've got 28 possibilities to draft from. Florida's, 16, so 32 units to pick from. Florida's defense is going to be in the top 5 picks of this draft. And
I mean, yeah, their secondary is great. They pressure great. I think it's going to be a good football game. It could be one of those things where it's like 34-31 late, and then TJ Lagway forces a pass and makes a bad decision, and a pick six makes it 41-31. This could be a really close game late, and then a mistake, a fumble, a pick six, like I said, breaks this thing open. I do think it's going to be close, but I think Georgia finds a way to pull away late and cover.
I'm thinking a little bit more low scoring. I'm thinking if I'm thinking lower scoring game in the 20s, it's hard for me to see. You're going to have to beat me by 8, and so that's my calculus in picking.
Yeah.
This.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think like a 21-10 score is much more likely than a 41-31 score for sure in this game. But in a game that could have some points, Oklahoma travels to Neyland Stadium. Is this a Josh Heupel revenge game again, where Oklahoma comes to town? Tennessee's got a 63% chance to win on ESPN, but on FanDuel has him as a 2.5-point favorite. Drew, I think this is a game that is more or less an elimination game in the SEC. You lose this one, you're essentially done. They both might be done.
Yes.
But what's your take? Oklahoma travels to Tennessee. Tennessee 2.5-point home favorite.
So I feel like we're on the front end of seeing Oklahoma get exposed a little bit. That offensive line is not good. Ole Miss with 3 rushers got to the quarterback, was able to contain Mateer all game long. Like, that Ole Miss game should not have been as close as what it was. Lane's risked in the first quarter, kept that game close for the duration. I think that Oklahoma's on the front end of getting exposed a little bit. I think Mateer is an X factor, but he's a fun quarterback more than he's a good quarterback. His decision making is not good. He is really good outside of the pocket. If you cannot contain him, if the blitz gets there but you fail to contain, he could be an X factor there. But I'm all in on Tennessee on this one. I think you're getting it in Neyland Stadium. You got to outscore them by 3 for it to cover. I think that Tennessee is the play to make here.
Yeah, I agree. Brett Venables made a lot of comments after that Ole Miss game that the better team didn't win, whatever, and Lane trolled him all over the place in that interview, dating back to when he was at Clemson, which I thought was epic.
Thing to say. What a stupid thing to say.
To me, when you say that, it's because you're nervous. I think you're nervous. And I think he's nervous about this football team because the season hangs in the balance. You go to Neyland Stadium, you get a big win, you hit this one, and you've got an opportunity to make a statement. Like, if not, this team could check out and coast the rest of the season. Oh, breaking news. DeMichael Cole posts a video of Ty Jerome in shootout today, doing some dribble work, according to Bluff City Media insider Jared Davidson, who is keeping us in the loop here on the $2 Sports Show. Ty Jerome getting some dribble in. Good work. That's good work. Dribble work in this early is a good sign that this is going to be less of a problem than we thought. So breaking news on the $2 Sports Show there.
Don't rush back a calf strain.
Absolutely
Please
not.
Don't.
No, but yes.
Keep that Achilles intact.
Back on task. I'm like Dwight here. I'm like Dwight. Perseverance on task. Back to what I was saying. But I think Oklahoma's season is in the balance in this game. Brett Venables is 6-8 after a loss at Oklahoma. You're traveling to Tennessee. Josh Heupel's going to have a game plan cooked up for Oklahoma. He's going to be ready. I think the Vols are a touchdown better team. I'm taking Tennessee -2.5 at home as well. Vol Navy is going to be out in fury at that game, and I think they win. Next up, Mississippi State. Brother, I am in a abusive relationship with the Mississippi State football team. We have just been the bridesmaid, not the bride, so many times this year. Lost to Texas in overtime, lost to Tennessee in overtime, lost to Florida on some just utter foolery, and hung with A&M for a half before getting blown out in the second half. It's got to happen at some point. Like, we're so close. We're on the cusp. Like, my God, man. Like, we've got to do it. And if we're ever going to do it, it's this weekend. Mississippi State is a 4.5-point road underdog at Arkansas this weekend. We are 7-1 against the FanDuel spread this year in 8 tries, and I think we move to 8-1 this weekend. I'm taking Mississippi State +4.5. I think we can win this game. I think our defense can be elite enough to slow down Taylor Green, because Taylor Green's a problem, and Arkansas can put up some points. Yes, the last time either team got an SEC win was Arkansas beat Mississippi State last year. Mississippi State beat Arkansas, I believe it's in 2022, so we're 2023. It's been a hot minute since we've had 0-16 under Jeff Levy. It was 2023, and Zach Arnett's year was the last time we had an SEC win, and I think that changes this weekend. I'm taking the Dogs +4.5. We're getting a bit healthier. The problem for Arkansas is Fluff Bothwell is coming back. I think that's going to help our running game. That's going to help keep Taylor Green off the field, because Arkansas's defense cannot stop a nosebleed. And we found a ton of success against a good Texas defense, against a good Florida defense, against an A&M defense. We moved the football. Give me the Dogs +4.5, and that's not just homerism. Maybe a little.
It is a little. It is a little. But, hey, it's our show.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Listen, this is what happened. It's a rock and immovable force versus an unstoppable. I never get that saying right. Once again, I start saying something and I don't know how to end it.
Hope to find myself along the way.
Yeah. Both these teams are winless in the SEC. One of these teams will end up with a win tomorrow. I don't really know which way it's going to go. I think that there's cases to be made for both of them. I think that Taylor Green is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the SEC, and for some reason they just can't figure it out either. Bobby Petrino has not been able to unlock him. I really thought that Arkansas was just going to escort Hugh Freeze out of the door last Saturday, and they got hot, and then they just fell apart, getting up 21-10 before falling apart and losing that game against Auburn. And so that kind of haunts me a little bit when I want to pick Arkansas in this matchup. But what haunts me about Mississippi State, to bring in the Halloween theme here, is that at some point you just got to, you get told no so many times by the same girl, and eventually you're just going to quit asking. And I'm scared that if maybe it's last game that Mississippi State's going to just quit asking. Maybe it's after a close loss this game that Mississippi State's going to be like, forget this. Like, we're just thinking about the Egg Bowl at this point. Like, I don't. Life is tough to just continually get punched in the nuts, like Mississippi State has been doing to their fans. I feel like Mississippi State has more to fight for. They've got their coach. They've got their future. The Arkansas is playing an interim. The interim's probably worn off. The bump from that has worn off, and you got nothing out of it. Mississippi State has still got this game circled. I hate taking I'll take the underdog. Yeah, I'll take Mississippi State. I'll take 4.5. I would probably take whichever team was the underdog in this one because I'd hate betting on a favorite and getting points on either of these teams.
Brother, the over-under is set at 65.5. They ain't expecting a lick of defense on Saturday on FanDuel. Plus 154 for Mississippi State on the money line, minus 184 for Arkansas. So the money's not really going a whole lot one way or the other. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute rock fight on Saturday. And then finally, as an opportunity for you to talk about Ole Miss more than anything, the Rebels are hosting the Gamecocks. Cocktober is over, but Cockvember has started when they actually were good last year. And so they come to Oxford as a 12.5-point road dog. Ole Miss, again, 12.5-point home favorite. Lane Kiffin's got playoff aspirations in his eyeballs. Drew, what's your take on your Rebs?
Historically, this game is would terrify me. Absolutely terrifying. Ole Miss lost 3 games last year. They lost on the road at Kentucky. They lost on the road at Gainesville. And then they lost on the road at LSU. I'm sorry, that Kentucky game was at home. At home to Kentucky, and then on the road against Florida and LSU. That home loss against Kentucky is the only loss that Ole Miss has taken in like 3 years at home. They have been absolutely gangbusters at home again under Lane Kiffin. You're getting it at night. This is a home night game, something that has evaded Ole Miss forever. And so you're getting the whole 100% of the atmosphere that you expect to get and that you hope to get against South Carolina. Historically, this is a game that you lose. I mean, it just is. There's unexplainable losses, things that just make you stay up at night as an Ole Miss fan. And that is the only reason why I think this game would be close. South Carolina coming off of a close loss against Alabama in a game that their coach admitted to giving away the final score. Like we let them score on purpose. Like I just don't really know how much longer you can fight for this guy. I think he's a lame duck. I think he is the personality that grades on you when things get tough and not rally the troops. So I think Ole Miss wins. Do they cover? That's the scary number to me. 12.5 is a big number. Ole Miss hasn't blown out really anybody this year. You didn't blow out Washington State. I think Ole Miss should have beaten Oklahoma worse than they did, but they didn't. I'm going to take the Rebels just because I want to. I mean, just flat out. Ole Miss's offensive line has been really good this year. It was a real questionable position group coming into the season. The story before week 1 is that they went JUCO to get an offensive lineman, and that terrified everybody. Turns out they've just been really, really good this year. And so you look at what LSU's best position group is their rush ends with Dylan Edwards.
Dylan Stewart.
Is it? Dylan Stewart. And I just think he's more or less neutralized. Trinidad Chambliss allows you a weapon if the pressure does get to you as well. So give me Ole Miss plus 12.5, but it's strictly a homer pick.
Yeah. South Carolina has gotten blown out in 2 games. Oklahoma beat them 26-7. Vanderbilt beat them 31-7. Their other losses were 29-20 to Missouri, 20-10 to LSU, and last week 29-22 at Alabama against Alabama at home. I don't know how well that's going to travel. They lost by 10 at LSU and lost by 9 in Columbia, Missouri. Ole Miss is an
so they're losing big on the road, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Their biggest losses were their biggest losses are at home against Oklahoma and against Vanderbilt. They didn't lose by a lot on the road. I don't know how that's going to travel, and that's why I looked, and they lost by less on the road than at home. They're just on the road. They are 1-1 against the spread this year. As the away team, I don't know. You're right. I think South Carolina could be checking out. Like that could have been a will-breaking game last week. Like you had an opportunity to get over the hump against Alabama, and you just couldn't quite get there. I've been back and forth about this game a ton. I think Shane Beamer is probably on his way out, likely to Virginia Tech to follow in his dad's footsteps. But
Unless
I do
he
think
screws the pooch totally.
Yeah. But I do think the players like him. Like the players like playing for Shane Beamer. I'm going to take South Carolina simply because it's a big number. And I don't know that, I don't know that they're going to get blown out. I don't think they have any shot at winning. I'm not sitting here calling for an upset. I'm going to be super shocked if it is. Ole Miss tends to Ole Miss, but this doesn't feel like an Ole Miss type situation. This feels like a game that Lane's going to win because he needs to. Like, you're right, it's not last year's team. I'm not punishing Lane Kiffin for the sins of the past. I think South Carolina covers, but I think Ole Miss wins comfortably, right? Like, I think this is like, it could be like a 30-20 kind of game or a 31-20 kind of game where they don't quite get the 2-touchdown advantage. South Carolina, and it could just be because Lane takes his foot off the gas more than anything.
Well,
but I think that Ole Miss wins. I'm going to take South Carolina to cover.
I'll put it to you this way. I thought that this Ole Miss team was going to be down. I think this is the best job that Lane Kiffin has done since he's been at Ole Miss. The best coaching job that he's done, getting what he can get out of the players. Last year, I feel like the team was more talented. Obviously, you had multiple first-round picks, Walter Nolan, Princely, Umami Ellen went in the second round. There was 2 really good defenders. Jared Ivey, you lost him. You lost Jackson Dart. You lost all your receivers. That team was better if you just stacked rosters up. But this team is winning games that last year's team lost routinely. Yeah, Ole Miss loses that game against Washington State last year. They lose that game against Oklahoma on the road, like if it was last year's team. The just makeup of this team is a little bit more hard-nosed and is able to close. And so that's what gives me a little hope in this South Carolina game. Again, 12.5 is a big number for Ole Miss in an SEC game. I'm just really hoping that atmosphere is electric tomorrow night in Vaught-Hemingway, and Ole Miss gets a big win.
Yeah, it can be. I think we're going to be talking about an Ole Miss win. I just don't know it's going to be that like a massive blowout. But that is our FanDuel Football Friday segment as we're getting to the hour 6 mark. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We hope everybody has a great Halloween tonight, whether you enjoy and celebrating like I do. If you're a curmudgeon and a grump like Uncle Buck.
I'm not a grump. It's just a chore.
It's a chore. It is a chore when you got kids. We hope you have a very safe and happy Halloween. We appreciate y'all hanging with us today. We'll be back on Monday, live, 11 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday on Bluff City Beatty's YouTube channel. You only get me on Monday and Tuesday next week, and then I'm out. I'm on vacation after that. But we'll be back Monday for our show, recapping against the FanDuel spread, the Memphis Grizzlies weekend. In the meantime, go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend. And Drew, tell them why there are no refunds.
That's right, because with the $2, you always get what you pay for. Have a happy Halloween, everybody. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you tomorrow at Grind City Brewing Company, and we'll see you here on Monday.
Real quick, shout out Drew for bringing that up. Jeez. Yes, tomorrow, our show at 1:30. Thank you for reminding me. 1:30 tomorrow at Grind City Brewing. It's the 901 Hot Wing Festival. Y'all come out and hang out. We're going to be watching football, eating wangs, drinking some beers, talking about football. It's going to be a great day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Slanging wangs with the $2.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.